It's time for the Nathan Brown Show, live from Walk-Ons Sports Bistreaux in Conway on 106.7 Buzz 2.
Bears looking to double pass here. Kylan James, with time, has an opportunity downfield. Caught. Gerard Barnes is off to the races. 20, 10, 5. The Bears are the best in America at the running back pass for touchdowns.
Over the next hour, Coach Brown and Bears broadcaster Justin Acri will recap previous games, highlight outstanding performances, and look ahead to what's next for Central Arkansas football.
Returnable from the 17. Richmond across the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. He's got one man to beat. He's down the sideline. He's into the end zone for the second time this year.
The Nathan Brown Show is presented by Walk-Ons Sports Bistreaux in Conway and broadcasted live at their location at 955 South Amity Road. And also brought to you in part by HD Roofing and Construction, Highland Dairy, La Quinta Inn and Suites Conway, Moix RV, and Fairfield Inn and Suites.
They're going to bring some pressure, it looks like. They're going to hand it off the Bears, do off the right side. And there he goes. Tail of midfield, 40, 35, 30, slips a tackle, 25, 20, 10, 5, pylon, and yes, touchdown, Central Arkansas. Darius Hale.
Now let's head to Walk-Ons and join Nathan Brown and Justin Acri.
Single receivers left and right. McElvain in the pistol. Motions, Butler gets it. Play action, out to Butler, caught at the 5, fighting through a tackle. Is he into the end zone? Yeah! Touchdown, Miles Butler! He did it again for the Bears! He did it last week, and he did it again! Oh, my goodness, he fought through the initial tackle and into the end zone he goes! What a gutsy call by the Bears, and they take the lead! All right, there you go. That was the deciding score in the Bears' last game. We are coming off a bye. We welcome you in once again to Walk-Ons here in Conway. Justin Acri and the coach. Nathan Brown has been spending the majority of his day talking at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Coach, good to see you again, second time today. And great job today. It was a great opportunity to showcase the program and obviously riding high off another comeback victory by your Bears. And you guys get to return to the Stripes again this week. So everything coming up roses on the Stripes so far.
Yeah, excited about the weekend. We've had a bye week, so a little chance to recharge for our team and coaches. And, the physical side of it is obviously a grind, but also the mental and emotional side as well. The taxing part of the season and all those things. And then obviously getting the fortunate opportunity to get invited by David Basil today for the Little Rock Touchdown Club. And just a great opportunity to represent UCA and our football program and really the coaching profession and just a great event and club held every Monday and a good time always to spend there and there with that group.
Well, you get Bearbackers every week, and so you get an opportunity to talk to sort of your close-to-home fans. This kind of expands your footprint a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you like about going down there?
Well, I mean, it's a chance to see some unfamiliar faces and a chance to, really talk to, fans of all, right? I mean, you see Razorback fans there. You see Red Wolf fans. You see Division II college fans. Obviously, Rex and what he does for it is his promotion for college athletics and just the sport of football in the state is unmatched, in my opinion. I mean, just talk about the job he does. But it's just it's a great opportunity to really shed light on the University of Central Arkansas football program, an opportunity to shed light on our student athletes and what they're about. And really an opportunity to promote the season we're having. We're having a successful season, obviously not done yet, but what a cool opportunity to be invited on a year in, year out basis by Baz.
Absolutely. Well, it's fun today, and some numbers came out of there, Coach. And you talk about a tradition of success, a culture that's been built. Even predating you, and you guys have obviously continued that tradition. And then also, we were talking today. You're 37 years old, which seems amazing to me. I guess I've just been covering you too long. Since you were in high school, but you have been involved in a lot of games here, and the reference was in relation to Mike Gundy, who's the most or second most tenured coach in the FBS right now behind Kirk Ferentz.
Yeah, it was a stat popped up. Obviously, I watched a lot of football this weekend, so I saw a lot of stats and different things that were going on, and it said it was his 400th game to be a part of an Oklahoma State football game in his career. That's, as a student athlete at Oklahoma State, obviously as a former quarterback, as an assistant coach and a head coach. So it got me thinking, how many have I been involved with? I've been basically a part of UCA football since 2004, and my number was 218.
It's crazy.
So I've been a part of 218 games at UCA as a coach, as a player, as an assistant coach, and obviously, like I said today at the club, I mean, just a lot of great times, a lot of tough times, a lot of emotional, taxing times.
Yeah.
But man, it's all been really well worth it.
We're going to talk about highs and lows in the 2-minute drill. So there's your heads up, Coach. So
great.
Start thinking about your highest highs and your lowest lows. So actually, that tied in perfectly to what we're going to do tonight. Now 5-2 after another comeback win. You just heard the Miles Butler touchdown that put you guys up after leading for the majority of the game. Fell behind late in the fourth quarter. Came back and found a way after a 70-yard drive to get down there and get that score to Butler. 11 plays executed perfectly, and it was a very gutsy call. We'll talk about the call in a second here. And again, and we're going to play that clip coming out on the next break. The defense makes it stand up. We're going to talk to Austin Eldridge tonight, who is a senior tight end, and also Logan Jessup, who seems like it's been around forever. We got one with a serious girlfriend and one with a wife. So you're getting into the old heads now, Coach. I mean, we're really bringing in the old bones. Austin and I actually went to high school together, so, I mean, he has been around a long time. So, anyway, I'm looking forward to that tonight.
Great.
But let's go back to the Butler touchdown play. And a lot of coaches, a lot of offensive staffs would not want to throw the ball short of the end zone on a fourth and must-have-it kind of play. You guys decided to give it to Miles, and really the defensive back played it okay. You got him to cheat just enough to give Miles enough of an angle to get into the end zone.
It was a great play call by Coach Collins, and we had discussed, because we took a timeout. I wanted to hold my timeout, but we made the decision that, hey, this is the game. Let's not hold this timeout in case we miss it. Let's go get it, right? Let's not be reactive. Let's be proactive. So I took the timeout, wanted to get us in the right play. Coach Collins had a couple suggestions. We settled on that play, which we had actually scored on against North Dakota State earlier in the year. We knew they were going to be in some type of man coverage. We brought a motion. And basically Gerard Barnes' job was, hey, I'm going to go crack or shield the motion guy's man that was following him. And Gerard did a great job. And what happened was that his guy that was on him, man, blinked enough inside to give Miles an angle to make the guy miss. And obviously Miles is really good with the football in his hand. He's proven that last 2 years, but specifically this year, having a breakout year. And really it was just a relentless effort in a big moment to get in the end zone. And so very proud of the play call, very proud of the execution of the play. There's a lot of moving parts when you bring a guy in motion, and I know it seems like an easy throw to throw it to the flat like that, but it's not. It's not. Will did a great job finding a throwing lane, and obviously Gerard springing him open with the block was huge, and that put us up for the final time that night, and it was a big moment in the game.
They had a couple of FBS transfers at quarterback, and you knocked the first guy out. Second guy comes in, plays pretty well. Yep. I mean, and it was a slug, really a slugfest all night as far as not either team really explosive offensively. They made a couple of big plays late. But and that's always a challenge. It seems like we've seen this from your team for years. I don't know how many times you guys have knocked out starters over the years. And again, it's not dirty play. It's just the way things go. And sometimes that can be more of a curse than a blessing.
It really is. And it's funny you say that, because over the years you get to a backup quarterback, or maybe you prep for a starter, and the backup's a little bit different, or he does some things a little bit better than maybe the other one does, or maybe some stuff that you worked on that the other guy did that this guy has deficiencies in. So I thought these guys fortunately are very similar. A lot of the things they did, both big, physical, strong kids. I think this kid was you may have mentioned him, a transfer from Baylor or somewhere.
Yeah.
But man, he was good. He was a good player. He was prepped. He's a fifth-year senior. He had been in that system for a couple of years. And I thought he came in and did a great job. I thought they had a good plan, get the ball out of their quarterback's hands fast. They weren't letting our pass rush get to him. I let Logan talk about that. I'm sure frustrating on their end as far as defensive linemen go, but that's what we're going to see. Our pass rush is really good with Logan and D-Walk on the edge. They were throwing a lot of RPO stuff getting the ball out of the quarterback's hands very fast. But I thought we responded and reacted well. We got our feet under us as a defense and really held them to right around 300 yards of offense, which is really impressive.
Yeah, 2 of 11 on third down too. So defensively doing some good things. We got special teams talk to get to. The last 3 wins have been by 2 points, 5 points, and 3 points, and yet nary a gray hair on Coach Brown's head. I cannot believe it. But again, still relatively young fellow. He's been doing this a long time for a guy who hadn't hit 40 yet. Pretty amazing. Defense, we'll play the highlight coming out. The defense made it stand up again. So we'll start with Logan Jessup, who is a senior defensive end for your team and one of the more prolific negative playmakers in school history. So we'll visit with him on the other side. The Nathan Brown Show continues from Walk-Ons here in Conway when we come back. Stay with us.
It's game time at Fairfield Inn and Suites in Conway, located just 3 miles from the University of Central Arkansas campus, and they are ready to play ball. Start your day with their award-winning free hot breakfast, and then after a day of fun and excitement, end your day relaxing by their indoor pool and jacuzzi. All this for the UCA rate of $89 plus tax. You can make your reservation online, Marriott.com/LITCW, or call the hotel direct, 501-505-8034.
Walk-Ons Sports Bistreaux, the place to be every Wednesday night for college night from 5 p.m. till close. Guests with a valid college ID will enjoy half-off drinks and $5 classic burgers at Walk-Ons Sports Bistreaux, 955 Amity Road in Conway. Everyone needs a little playing time. Walk-Ons Sports Bistreaux, game day with a taste of Louisiana. HD Roofing and Construction, proud to be Central Arkansas owned and operated, offering free inspections, insurance claims assistance, a huge product selection and the highest standards in Arkansas. Whether it's minor repairs or a full roof replacement for your commercial or residential property, they'll provide you with quality materials, craftsmanship, warranties, and cost-effective solutions. Call today, 501-428-0429, or get a quote at hdarkansas.com. HD Roofing, proud to be the official roofing partner of UCA Athletics.
Difficult times challenge our mental and physical health. Take time to exercise. Focus on your emotional needs and your loved ones. If you need help, visit MethodistFamily.org. For over 120 years, MFH has been your community resource for a complete continuum of care. This message is sponsored by Methodist Family Health and aired in cooperation with this station and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
Arkansas Medical Staffing is celebrating 15 years of taking great care of Arkansas. They vowed to never send their nurses out of this great state so that their nursing team can be at home to do the things that matter most to them. And now they are increasing that nursing team. RNs, LPNs, and CNAs, full-time, part-time, or PRN assignments are available. They work off your availability. Arkansas needs you, and Arkansas Medical Staffing needs you. Come join our incredible team at arkansasmedicalstaffing.com.
If you have a question or comment for the head bear, send Justin a message on Twitter at JustinAcri7. Now, back to the Nathan Brown Show, presented by Walk-Ons Sports Bistreaux in Conway, 955 South Amity Road, on the Buzz Radio Network.
Weeks will throw over the middle. Incomplete. Threw it behind his receiver, Reichel. Incomplete, and the Bears are going to win the game. The Bears are going to hold on. Oh, drama. Every Saturday, it seems like, with the UCA Bears, but they're finding a way the last few weeks. We just mentioned the last 3 victories total by 10 points, Coach. So it has been entertaining. You're getting people to stick around to the end, although the game, I guess, a couple of weeks ago was looked like it was so out of reach. You lost a few along the way, but those who stuck around certainly were treated to a good one.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
They'll learn their lesson, right?
They will. Hey, we put out highlights, you know.
We're about to talk to Logan Jessup, who is a senior defensive end and has had a prolific career at Central Arkansas. And before we do, Coach, I want to just talk about, again, I know you have a ton of confidence in this defense, and you guys have turned it over to them to make one last stop here the last few weeks, and they've been able to find a way.
I just think there's something special about a defense winning the game on the field. You know, just whether that's a 2-minute situation or stopping a 2-point play or getting a big sack to hand the ball over the offense to take the victory formation. There's something psychological about that that's really special. Our defense has done a great job of that to this point this year. And look, I'd love to be in a situation where we don't have to do that. It'd be nice to, these last 4 weeks, or specifically this week, we can't get to the last 4 until you get this one. But I would love to not be in that situation. But if we are, we have total confidence in Logan Jessup in our defense.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, Logan, obviously, we've been talking to you on this show for a long time, a senior from Wynn. And, I'm looking through the career numbers, 37 tackles for loss, 21.5 sacks. You've had an incredible career. And I wanted to kind of point out something that was interesting. The first couple of weeks, you really didn't scratch out a stat, and yet you were getting nothing but praise from your coaches for your play. What was going on the first couple of weeks against, some pretty good opponents there where the numbers weren't coming, but you were obviously doing a good job of giving opportunities to other guys.
Right. So, it goes back to doing your job, right? So I thought we played okay against Oklahoma State. As a defense, we played better than what my staff would have shown. But again, it's just do your job. Don't be selfish, right? And we're going to be testing that this week more than any.
You guys have been pretty good in just about every facet so far. I was looking through the numbers, and defensively, there's plenty to praise. And as Coach mentioned, when you guys needed plays, you made them. 20th in the country in run defense, 108 yards a game, 17th in pass efficiency defense. Awesome. So really good in both facets. What do you feel like the strength of the defense is right now?
The first time I met Coach Stacks, he said they can pass for 1,000 yards, but they ain't going to run the football.
Well, they can't pass for 1,000 yards either, from what I've been able to tell. So it's all been good.
So I would say our run defense.
And
that's probably what we pride ourselves on, doing that. So stopping the run.
You guys have faced some pretty big dudes. I mean, I think last week's offensive line was just absolutely massive. How much difference does that make week to week if a guy's, their average line's 325 or their average line's like 305?
Right. It makes a little difference. You get the leaky yardage, when they start moving you a little more, a little heavier. But, Coach Davis, Coach Walker, Ashburn, they do a great job just teaching technique. And size doesn't necessarily indicate skill, and technique can definitely beat size.
So you go into the fourth quarter 17-7, and you guys have to end up coming back to hold on. They got a couple of plays that leaked out, a couple of long drives, actually, 80-yard drives. What was going on in the fourth quarter where they were able to sustain the drives they weren't able to sustain earlier?
Well, on the long drive, they drove down the field and would love to hold them to a field goal, but they ended up punching it in. And then the second score, just got to get him down.
Yeah.
It's a two-play drive. Got to get him down and keep playing. Keep playing and give ourselves a chance to get a stop.
Let's go back a couple of weeks. I got to ask you, 30-6, you're on the fourth quarter. What are you thinking?
Keep fighting.
What else can you do, right?
Yeah.
At what point did you think, you know what, we're going to mess around and win this thing?
I think everybody said the Christian Richmond, the long touchdown.
Yeah.
That was a big one.
What were you thinking when you went back out there after you guys had scored, taken the lead, and you go back out there for one more stop? What were some thoughts there? I mean, because it would have been obviously a shame to have them find a way to score after you guys do all that work to come back.
Well, it was just interesting in that whole fourth quarter. SEMO's blown a couple of leads this year. That wasn't the first time that happened.
Yeah.
And you could just feel the dynamic shift from how confident they were, and it just kind of felt like, it kind of came back to us, and they were much more quiet, as kind of that game went on. But we went out with 19 seconds left after the go-ahead score, and so we knew we were in a good spot. They didn't have any timeouts, so and we still had one at that time. So TD made a big play, got an incompletion. I think they hit us for a little 10-yard out that we'll give up in that situation. And then luckily T-Bird made a great play on the last game, or the last play to end the game. And so it was big time.
Give me your thoughts on the impact of the movement for the guys this year. So Golday's role has changed a little bit, and D-Walk's changed a little bit too. And obviously he is getting an opportunity to play a position that he projects to the NFL at. What kind of impact do you feel like their moves have had on the defense so far?
I think it's been good. We switched a lot of things, and I think Stack's his defense is a little different than what we've played in the past. And, and we're seeing that, but I think we've had success with it. I think we adjusted really well.
Defensive coordinator and fashion designer, Greg Stewart, the Never Be Soft sweatshirt that has become all the rage. What does that mean to you? When you think Never Be Soft, what does that equate to on the field?
I mean, I think that's just his lifestyle. And like I said, he said we can give up 1,000 yards passing. We're not going to let anybody run the football. And that's kind of the mantra, don't let nobody take your manhood and, take it to them. And, playing hard and physicality is always going to win. And, so we can scheme up whatever we have, but at the end of the day, the 11 guys in the field got to make plays.
Right.
And, play hard.
Go ahead.
So, I mean, I just think that kind of sums up the Never Be Soft fashion trend.
Yeah. Talking to Logan Jessup, if you're just tuning in, defensive end from here in the state of Arkansas. We talked a little bit about the in-state talent. I just mentioned David Walker and Tamarian Wilson. Yeah. List goes on and on of guys in state who are making plays for your team right now. And obviously if they're wearing purple and gray, we don't care where they come from, but it is cool to see a lot of the guys from in-state that are a big part of your team right now.
When I got the job, my first in-home visit, the day after I got the job was in Wynne, Arkansas, to go get this guy.
Okay.
And so he'll forever be special to me because of that, because I knew you got to win with the trenches. And we have one right down the road and win that we wanted to go get. And obviously he's been a staple to my head coaching career. And man, it's going to be a sad day to see that dude walk across the field on senior day for me.
Yeah. So we're 7 games in now, Logan. And before the season, there was a lot of talk about some pretty lofty goals for a team coming off a losing record. And clearly you guys have put yourself in position with some miraculous performances to get everything you want. Maybe a conference title, obviously a playoff run potentially. And again, we've seen you guys stack up against teams like Oklahoma State, North Dakota State, and play here, play there. Maybe an outcome's a little bit different. So obviously you compete at the highest level. What do you feel like this team's capable of? What's the limit for this team? What's the ceiling?
We've got a high ceiling, but right now, for me, it's Tuesday practice against Dalton State, and no more than that. I think in our team meeting last night, we had a great emphasis on, you've set yourself up thus far to do big things and have everything that we talked about before the season right in front of us. But most importantly, it's this week. 1-0 this week, and I think that's where our heads are at and what we're aiming for.
Well, every game, I guess, becomes a little more pressure because you guys have more on the line and you put yourselves in position to have pressure. Do you like that? I mean, do you like being in that position where there's, again, every game becomes a little more stressful because, again, everything you guys do right will pay off potentially in the postseason, whether it's a seeding standpoint, being at home versus going on the road, or, again, trying to win a conference title and getting the automatic bid so you don't have to worry about, what the committee decides to do?
Right. We say it all the time, pressure's a privilege. And so, just keep building and, win after win. And I think some of that pressure can be alleviated with, just good weeks of practice.
Yeah.
And, if you practice it well and we know that we're going to practice hard, we know that we're going to be coached to do the right thing. And if you practice it well, all you have to do is come out and perform on Saturdays. And, do everything that you practice.
Has being married changed you as a player at all?
Made life easier.
Oh, how's that?
Good nutrition. Endless support system.
Okay, I like that.
That's good.
So she's a better cook than you are, you're telling me.
Much better.
Okay, that's good. When did you guys get married?
June of last year.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, listen, good luck this week. Homecoming, last go-round on a homecoming. How you feeling about that?
Feeling good.
Yeah? Does homecoming mean, do you pay any attention to what's going on with all the periphery with all that, or are you just focused on the game?
Well, in years past, I've been more involved. We got an ex-homecoming queen sitting over there. So,
there you go.
So I've been more involved in years past, but now it's good. You want everybody to be involved and have everybody come back, and that's a big thing for our university. But the icing on the cake's the football game.
Yeah.
Winning that game. So yeah.
That's what we're all here for.
Yeah.
So the quarterbacks get all the attention for being able to recruit well when it comes to the ladies, but apparently defensive linemen are doing okay
Logan did okay for himself.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, listen, good luck this week, man. Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. All right, that's Logan Jessup. We'll get Austin Eldridge on the other side, and hey, good job. About to hit a break here. We'll come back. We'll talk to Austin about some of the things that went on the offense. And again, it's sometimes it's one if by land, two if by air. Sometimes so you just never know what you're going to get with this offense, which is great for it to be versatile. And we got a special occasion tonight. We're going to talk about it later too, Coach. I got a little shadow over here. That freaked me out. I was in trouble there. Anyway, we'll give all that. We are continuing with the Nathan Brown Show here at Walk-Ons in Conway on BuzzTube 106.7. We're also streaming live on Twitter and the UCA Athletics YouTube page. You can also check out my YouTube page if you want to watch live here at Walk-Ons. It's the best way to see the food. I'm telling you, this blackened chicken sandwich, forget about it.
2.5 minutes on the break pause.
Moist ETC in Conway introduces Spartan Mowers, the strongest lineup in the mowing industry. With the SRT, RT, RZ, and KG series, they have the perfect mower to fit any yard, any size, anytime. From compact to commercial, 42 to 72-inch deck sizes, with power all the way up to 38.5 horses, you just won't find a better mower anywhere. Spartan mowers are assembled in the USA, forged with 7-gauge steel to bring you the strongest lineup in America. Check out the new Spartan mowers at Moist ETC. Get yours today.
Setting a new workout goal? Post-workout recovery is a lot sweeter when you fuel up with rich, delicious Highland Dairy chocolate milk. Packed with the nutrients you need to re-energize, including protein, calcium, and potassium, chocolate milk is a tasty treat at the end of your hard workout. Find a money-saving coupon at highlanddairy.com/chocolate. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
La Quinta Inn and Suites in Conway at 2350 Sanders Road in Conway are proud to support our UCA Bears. La Quinta Inn and Suites, here to serve you with 67 rooms, free bright side breakfast, free high-speed internet access, free wireless high-speed internet access, pillow top beds, indoor swimming pool, and fitness center. Call 501-328-5100. That's 328-5100. Or find them online at laquintaconway.com. Go Bears!
1 minute left in the break.
Join Puppy Up Woodrock for a dog walk around MacArthur Park and a silent auction in the pavilion to fundraise for canine cancer research on Saturday, November 4th, 11 to 2 p.m. at the MacArthur Park Pavilion in downtown Woodrock. The walk starts at 1 p.m. The registration website is at puppyupwalk.org/Woodrock. For more information, contact Fran at puppyup.org or call 501-690-1903. That's 501-690-1903.
On your way to the Little Rock Airport this morning, you want secure parking and fast. At Expressway Airport Parking, our lot is well lighted and has 24-hour security. Only customers and employees can enter the gate. Your car and you are safe from thieves. And if you return to a dead battery or a flat tire, we're there to get you back on the road. Pay less than municipal airport parking at Expressway Airport Parking, left of the airport entrance next to the Comfort Inn.
You're listening to the Nathan Brown Show, presented by Walk-Ons Sports Bistreaux in Conway, where everything is made from scratch, bringing Cajun cuisine to life. Now, back to Coach Brown and Justin on the Buzz Radio Network.
It's been a weird day. It's SFA day, though. That's what it is. It is. Handoff Powell. Nothing weird about that. Right to the end zone. 27 for 6. Give it to him. McElvain kept it that time. Powell got laid out. McElvain into the end zone. Caught for a touchdown. Christian Richmond on the end line. What a great fake. Derek Powell got pounded into the turf on the play action. An excellent fake by McElvain. And he finds Richmond at the back of the end zone for the score.
All right. Selling the heck out of the play action there, Coach. That was impressive. And, I mean, everybody was focused on Derek, who took one for the team there, but Christian got the benefit of the score. And great job by Will extending the play, rolling right, and kind of throwing off his back foot there and flipping it to Christian, who was all alone on the end line there.
It's always a shame to get pounded whenever you're faking, right? No, but on that particular play, that was actually Will's third option on that play.
Wow.
And so he was rolling right, and we wanted to get a quick throw to the flat, and then he had another shot in the second level, and then Christian actually came across the field. And we teach those guys in the red zone to run the inline, and Will did a great job getting to him and, made a good throw. And I thought Christian did a great job keeping his feet in bounds because it was very close.
No doubt. Well, Shaderick, it's crazy. We were talking in postgame the other day. It seemed like everything was a slog. I mean, everything was difficult. And all of a sudden you look up and he's got 95 yards.
6 yards of carry?
Yeah, and Darius has right at 7 yards of carry. And it was good to see him back in the mix. And we talked a couple weeks ago, and I said, how's he doing? And you said he's fine. And the thing about it is when you don't get many opportunities after you've rushed for 1,000 yards the first 2 years, you're a freshman All-American. Most guys couldn't handle that. That shows you the selflessness of that room.
I've been so pleased, and that's not to say that you haven't. That it just like any person, you're going to have moments. You're going to have, and it's not just Darius. It's all student athletes. You're going to have moments of wanting the ball, especially guys that are competitors. But I've been so pleased with the way Darius has handled this year, and that's a testament to him. And I promise you, in these next 4 games, that dude's going to come up big for us, and he may be the guy for the next 4 games. You just never know whose number is going to be called, and it's a selfless mentality. And if we have that, then there's a chance that we can go be a champion. And I think that's what our guys are finally buying into is it doesn't matter what number's called. Let's go be ready when my number is called.
Well, there is nobody more selfless than
no question
Austin Eldridge, who is an outstanding tight end, a super senior here for Central Arkansas. Jokingly said earlier that we went to high school together, which is not true. He graduated 2 years behind me. The point is, you have been a very selfless guy, and a lot of guys wouldn't have come back this year. We were talking about your numbers last year when you were on the show. this year you're one away from your career high for a single season. So let's hope we can get you a couple more catches before the end of the year. But anyway, welcome, and it's good to see you again. I'm glad you came back.
Good to see you. Glad to be here.
So far, you glad you came back as well?
Oh, love it. So glad I made the decision to come back, and it's been everything I expected, and so glad I did.
You were on the fence a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. Just wear and tear of my body and stuff like that. Just wanted to make a conscious decision, but prayed about it, talked with my parents, talked with my girlfriend, talked with everybody that meant a lot in my life, and it made sense to come back, and man, I'm so glad I did.
Outside of football, what are the advantages of playing another year for you?
Just really, I mean, kind of my 6th year, I was like, if I go out and get in the real world right now, everything's gonna speed up, and I'm gonna be an adult,
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, 6th year, got 3 classes left. I can kind of relax and kind of figure everything out, and so it's just been great.
I think that was my advice to him too.
Yeah.
Was like, why grow up? I mean, you got a chance, and he's already a grown up. Don't get me wrong, but you got a chance. This is a opportunity of a lifetime, man.
Right.
It just really is.
Well, I don't talk to a lot of younger people. I certainly don't give advice. I certainly shouldn't give it to anybody. But I will tell you this: my common theme I always tell people is college is the place you spend 4 years trying to get out of and the rest of your life trying to get back into.
Right.
It's never as good as it is in college. So
Right.
I hope you're enjoying it. Sounds like you are. That's good. The offense this year, obviously, the expectations were high. Coming off last year, Will with his 2nd year, Shaderick Powell, an All-American added to the mix. I mean, what were your thoughts, and how do you think it's played out so far?
Oh man, it's played out great. When he came in, I was really excited because just the element that he adds to the offense. And I knew, I was like, we got 3 running backs and 3 running backs at that caliber. I was like, that means I'm gonna be blocking more, and that didn't make me it made me extremely happy.
Yeah.
So I was like, anytime we can get in there and have those guys running the ball and have me lead blocking, I love our chances. So.
Yeah, obviously you guys have shown the versatility, and you won games with the ground game. You won games with the the air attack with Will McElvain throwing it all over the yard, and the comeback the other day, 220 on the ground, 235 through the air. I mean, you got to be happy with the balance, right? I mean, I'm sure that's something you guys talk about, is trying to achieve that. And balance doesn't always mean 50-50, right? But you're definitely making defenses prepare for a lot of things.
Yeah, I think Coach Collins and Coach Brown have done a really good job on getting in there on Mondays and Tuesdays and throughout the week, coming up with a great game plan. And when the run game's there early in the game or later in the game, we're hitting it hard. And then we get into the passing game and let Will open up, because Will's a really great player. And then you got guys like Miles and Gerard and Christian. I mean, the talent's endless. But we still got to do our job each and every play and each and every week.
I will stop asking players a couple weeks from now about the comeback and the thoughts that went into that. But since you've seen a lot of football in your day, let me ask you what your thoughts were and what it was like being a part of the comeback. I mean, just being in the middle of that.
It was awesome. I was a part of 2019, and we had quite a bit of comebacks that season, but there was nothing like that one. I mean, and what was pretty cool about it was they just scored a touchdown. We had gotten on KOR, and me and Coach Scott looked at each other, and I was like, look, hey, I think if we go boundary return to our sideline, then I think we're going to hit it. And he was like, yeah, I agree. And so that's what we ran. And Christian ended up doing a great job taking it down to, I think, their 30-yard line or whatever. And it seemed like right then the whole thing changed. And so that was really cool to see.
Yeah, momentum's weird. I mean, it's amazing how quickly it can switch.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as that happened, it just felt like, we were going to take over, and that's what happened.
Yeah, it was almost like a faucet that was just barely cracked on, and then all of a sudden it was wide open, and you could just feel it. I mean, there was no doubt in my mind by the end. On that last drive, there was no chance you guys weren't going to score. Did you have any doubt?
Zero doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew, KP was in there and Will was in there, and I was like, those guys are going to dice them up, and that's what they did.
We're talking to Austin Eldridge on the Nathan Brown Show here at Walk-Ons tonight. What's special about this team? You've had talented teams before. I mean, heck, last year's team was incredibly talented. The year before, with Braylon. I mean, you've had some great teams over the years. What's different about this team?
I think this team's really bought in. I think everybody on this team knows what we can be, and they want it. They've a lot of them have experienced the 5 and 6 season, and they know what it feels like, and they know that that's not UCLA football standard, and so they're like, we got to change something, and so guys just buying in every day during the summer, waking up 8 a.m., then coming back at 1 o'clock, and then later in the night catching passes at 6 o'clock. I mean, just guys committed to the program and what we're trying to do.
What'd you do during the off week?
Oh man, I went on to Logan's hometown, Wynne, Arkansas, and we got some duck blinds ready and deer hunted a little bit.
Okay, we get anything?
No, didn't see anything. I think the October lull is kicking hard right now. But yeah.
So you think people should come to the game this Saturday instead of going to the woods?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Too.
It's not worth it right now.
Well, it's homecoming. I mean, I expect a big crowd. The weather's going to be great again. Got another 80-degree Saturday. Are you kidding me? At the end of October, it's awesome. Wild.
Be awesome.
So yeah, I mean, and then we're like, oh, it's too warm. And the next thing you know, it'll be like a high of 52, and we'll be like, man, it's so cold, can't take it. Anyway, well, listen, good luck this week, and kudos to you for coming back. That's so awesome. I hope the run continues. You guys have a really special season, man. It's off to a great start.
Appreciate y'all having me.
You bet. It's Austin Eldridge. Great stuff. All right, we'll be back in a second. It's 7:35. The Nathan Brown Show from Walk-Ons in Conway continues after this on Buzz 2 106.7.
HD Roofing and Construction, proud to be Central Arkansas owned and operated, offering free inspections, insurance claims assistance, a huge product selection and the highest standards in Arkansas. Whether it's minor repairs or a full roof replacement for your commercial or residential property, they'll provide you with quality materials, craftsmanship, warranties, and cost-effective solutions. Call today, 501-428-0429, or get a quote at hdarkansas.com. HD Roofing, proud to be the official roofing partner of UCA Athletics. Walk-Ons starts every dish from scratch and only uses fresh ingredients to bring their mouth-watering Cajun cuisine to life. Whether you're there for dinner with the family, date night, cocktails with the girls, or to watch the UCA Bears on the big screen, Walk-Ons is always happy to share their Louisiana culture with you. Walk-Ons, game day with a taste of Louisiana.
It's game time at Fairfield Inn and Suites in Conway, located just 3 miles from the University of Central Arkansas campus, and they are ready to play ball. Start your day with their award-winning free hot breakfast, and then after a day of fun and excitement, end your day relaxing by their indoor pool and jacuzzi. All this with a UCA rate of $89 plus tax. You can make your reservation online, Marriott.com/LITCW, or call the hotel direct, 501-505-8034.
1 minute
I'm
left in the
Rex
break,
Nelson.
boss. 1
As
minute.
a native Arkansan, I take pride in our state's natural beauty. And as someone who has been in all 75 counties, I've seen how prevalent litter is across our state. It's time for people to clean up our state for those who live here and to enhance Arkansas's image for those wanting to visit. Let's clean up Arkansas. Visit keeparkansasbeautiful.com to do your part and get involved.
This message brought to you by this station, the Arkansas Broadcasters Association, and the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission.
Things you'd rather do than deal with your current HR and payroll provider. Stub your toes on purpose. Ow. Or sitting through a 4-hour seminar on funny dad jokes. Okay, you guys hear me out. You know how celebrities stay cool? They have a lot of fans. If you and your company are unhappy with the level of service you're getting from your current HR or payroll provider, make the switch to a company who cares. The Payroll Company. Our service is top-notch and worth switching for. Less headaches, more than payroll. Visit morethanpayroll.com.
Go purple, go gray, go UCA. You're listening to the Nathan Brown Show on the Buzz Radio Network, coming to you live from Walk-Ons Sports Bistreaux in Conway. A great place to take the family or catch the game. Now, back to Coach Brown and Justin.
3rd and 6 from the 31-yard line. Man goes in motion. Weeks outside, caught and killed. Oh, my goodness, what a hit. Oh, my goodness, was that Jordan or Wilson? T-Bird. Yeah, T-Bird. Tamari Wilson coming up and absolutely whacking the running back Wembley, who got crushed. Oh, my goodness, that was a violent collision. Perfect timing by Tamari and Wilson. The bird. He flaps the arm there. Oh. All right, welcome back to Walk-Ons. Sometimes, Coach, you can't help but be the guy on the couch, and you're like, oh, my God, that guy got killed. It was a violent collision, but we've seen a few of those from T-Bird over the years.
Just so we know the guy lives.
Yes, he was fine.
He was fine.
It was just a great football play. But it was a big hit, and it really freaked me out. I was not expecting that. He was like shot out of a can. We've seen a few of those this year. Your safeties are whacking dudes.
They are. I'll tell you, obviously, T-Bird gets a lot of the headlines, but, man, Cameron Godfrey may be pound for pound packs as much punch as anybody on our team. And then Trey Green the other night, I don't know, it's kind of gets lost in the mix. They ran a little toss play, a little pin pull toss play, and that dude looked like a rocket going in there making a tackle. I mean, those three safeties are playing at a high level right now.
Let's talk a little bit about NFL. We talked about this on the show today, Coach. You were in for the Touchdown Club. We got a chance to talk about visits, and I love seeing, if you follow the social media for Central Arkansas Athletics, they are tweeting out, hey, Dallas Cowboys, thanks for coming by. Hey, New York Jets, it was good to see you guys today. You guys are getting a lot of interest from the NFL because you've got multiple players that obviously have a chance to certainly get end up on rosters, but, obviously a couple of guys that are maybe going to get drafted.
Yeah, and that's a testament to past players that have had success as well. I think when you develop a reputation within your program with guys like George Odom, who's playing tonight on Monday Night Football with the 49ers, Traymon Smith, who's with the Broncos, Robert Rochelle's with the Seahawks now, they come see you. And so we've got guys like D-Walk. We've got guys like T-Bird. Andrew Hayes is getting some looks. You look at Gerard Barnes as a return guy. I mean, there's some guys that are garnering a lot of interest, and I believe we've got a set of seniors and juniors in our program. Probably 3 or 4, maybe 5 of those guys could have legitimate opportunities over the next couple of years to get paid to play football, and that's a big deal. And so it doesn't go unnoticed by the NFL. They're going to find you. I mean, look, they're going to turn every stone they can because that's their livelihood. People think, well, you got to be in the SEC or you got to be at Oklahoma or USC, and that's all good. But they find great players, and there's a lot of great players at our level of football, and there's a lot of great players walking around our campus at UCA.
Let's talk about special teams real quickly here, and then we'll start turning our attention to the next one up here, and the Beef Report brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. That's Tarleton State from over in West Texas. But had a field goal block the other day, also made one, and obviously Jake's been very good this year. Had that first week where things went awry a couple of times, but have cleaned that up for the most part. What happened on the block last week?
Well, a little bit of an errant snap, which threw his timing off, which that was really what got him at Oklahoma State as well. I mean, if you really break down his numbers, he's really 8 for 9. He's really truly missed on his own accord 1 field goal on the year. And so Jake's just playing, he's kicking at a very high level. Jake Ward's doing a great job as his holder. Our special teams play, as far as the kicking units, have been very, very solid. Jake Ward's done a great job on kickoffs.
Yep.
I think our kickoff unit is doing as good a job as we've done in the last couple of years at pinning people deep. And then Chandler, Colron, he's one of the best punters in the nation. I mean, he just consistently does it over and over again. So I've just been very pleased with Coach Scott and the way he's handled our special teams throughout the year. I think we've greatly improved in some areas that we maybe struggled at a little bit more last year. And look, Jake Gaster was replacing our all-time leading point guy in program history, Hayden Ray.
Right.
And so that's not an easy feat. And Jake's done a great job coming in and doing his job.
And then on the flip side, I would say, and I don't normally talk about scheming teams up when you're talking about special teams, but your return guys are just not getting many opportunities. And obviously everybody watched the tape on what they did last year.
Yeah, we actually talked about that last week, is just the frustration that Gerard is feeling a little bit as a punt returner. And some of that's they're just not giving him an opportunity. We're getting some rugby-style kicks that roll shallow and it's hard to field. They're place kicking, we're place punting, directional punting on him. So, they're pinning him in a corner or pinning it out of bounds, not giving him an opportunity to catch the ball and run with it. He's only had 2 legitimate opportunities, if you break down the numbers, to really return the ball. And that's frustrating for him. That's frustrating for us. And it just is what it is. That's what happens when you're talented at returner. And then, really at kick return, Christian shook loose for a big return in the fourth quarter. There at the end of the game that got us good field position, but he hadn't had a ton of opportunities. And so it's just the way the season's kind of shook this year so far. But I fully anticipate with the talented teams we're playing these last 4 weeks, I think they'll definitely kick to our guys and we'll have some opportunities.
Next up is Tarleton State, and it's a team that you guys did not face last year, but 2 years ago you guys went over there at the end of the season and playing for a winning record, and they thumped you guys pretty good. So obviously not a lot of good memories in the lone meeting between the two schools. This is a team, though, that's been on a grind. You're all coming off a bye. They have played 8 straight games, and they're going to play a full season without a bye, which is crazy. But they are 5-3, and I would say a little bit like SFA, Coach, maybe a more talented team when you look at what they've done than what their record might indicate.
Very, very good football team. Speaking of the game 2 years ago, I definitely have PTSD from that game. Not a very good night for the Bears. We were over there a little bit undermanned. Braylon had broken his ankle the week before, so we were playing with a couple backup quarterbacks who gave great effort. It was a very windy night. We just weren't able to get much going. I thought our defense played pretty good over there that night, but offense couldn't get much going. But But yeah, very talented team, very talented running back, probably singularly the most talented running back we have left on our schedule. Also have a very talented wide receiver, maybe the most talented wide receiver left on our schedule. Transfer quarterback from Utah Tech, was Utah Tech's starting quarterback last year. And then defensively, Tyrone Nix. I mean, you've heard that name for years. I mean, he's been an SEC defensive coordinator. He's a defensive coordinator at Tarleton State. Coach Todd Witten's their head coach. Obviously, we've had tons of battles with him over the years. And so that's something that we're looking forward to, and they're going to bring a great product to the Stripes, and that's going to be a challenge for us, and something we're going to have to be fully prepared for. These guys are a 5-3 football team, but they're a very good football team.
Yeah, you talked about the running backs, and Kayvon Britton is the guy you're talking about. 119 rushes, and he's averaging over 6 yards a carry, 9 touchdowns. He's a UAPB transfer, a little bit like your situation with Shenderick. They already had a preseason all-conference running back, and then you bring in a guy who has outplayed him so far this year. So they're also in a great situation with the run game. You mentioned the quarterback, and he's been a little inconsistent, but they're getting a lot of chunk plays, which has got to be concerning, I would think, for the defense.
Yeah, their scheme's tough to prepare for. They're a patient style running offense. When they rush the ball, they're going to stick that ball in that running back's gut, and he's going to be patient to the line. Very well coached on the offensive side of the ball, run a lot of RPOs. They're going to try to get you to suck in on the run and throw behind you. They've got talented enough receivers to do that. It's a challenge. I'm telling you, this is I think pound for pound, maybe one of the more talented teams we have left on our schedule. And so luckily we got them at home. They haven't had as much success on the road like many teams, do. So we're going to have to play our best and to give us a chance to win on Saturday night.
I think this is the second time this year where you played a team with 7 guys that have had 1 pick.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. That's hard to believe.
Pretty wild, but yeah, plenty to deal with too in the passing game. Their leading receiver is Omeibu. I got to rework on my pronunciation, but that was he played for Idaho State last year, had a 5-catch game against you guys, and also ran for a couple of touchdowns. So he's a guy that is very talented and versatile, but he's being used primarily as a receiver for them.
Yeah, good player. He was a talented, dynamic young man last year when we played at Idaho State. I also have a transfer receiver from Montana State, big, tall kid. They're going to challenge us. They're going to put the pressure on our back end.
Omeibu. I'll work on it. By Saturday.
I'm not even going to try.
Yeah, well, I remember him from last year at Idaho State. He was one of the few bright spots for the Bengals.
Yeah, good player.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd love to have him back, and they're having a pretty good season. They've turned around.
They're having a great year.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk about the UAC real quick, and then we'll go through our 2-minute drill. We've also got, I guess that was the beef report. We kind of went through that there, so thank you to the Arkansas Beef Council. But we're back here at Walk-Ons to wrap things up. After this, we got playoff baseball on the TVs at Walk-Ons. We got Monday Night Football with a former Bear on the field. Pretty good night. Have a pretty good Saturday. Come on out, 4 o'clock kick on the Stripes.
Moix ETC and Conway introduces Spartan Mowers, the strongest lineup in the mowing industry. With the SRT, RT, RZ, and KG series, they have the perfect mower to fit any yard, any size, anytime. From compact to commercial, 42 to 72-inch deck sizes, with power all the way up to 38.5 horses, you just won't find a better mower anywhere. Spartan mowers are assembled in the USA, forged with 7-gauge steel to bring you the strongest lineup in America. Check out the new Spartan mowers at Moix ETC. Get yours today.
Setting a new workout goal? Post-workout recovery is a lot sweeter when you fuel up with rich, delicious Highland Dairy chocolate milk. Packed with the nutrients you need to re-energize, including protein, calcium, and potassium, chocolate milk is a tasty treat at the end of your hard workout. Find a money-saving coupon at highlanddairy.com/chocolate. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
La Quinta Inn and Suites in Conway at 2350 Sanders Road in Conway are proud to support our UCA Bears. La Quinta Inn and Suites, here to serve you with 67 rooms, free Brightside breakfast, free high-speed internet access, free wireless high-speed internet access, pillow top beds, indoor swimming pool, and fitness center. Call 501-328-5100. That's 328-5100. Or find them online at laquintaconway.com. Go Bears!
Join Puppy Up Litter Rock for a dog walk around MacArthur Park and a silent auction in the pavilion to fundraise for canine cancer research on Saturday, November 4th, 11 to 2 p.m. at the MacArthur Park Pavilion in downtown Woodrock. The walk starts at 1 p.m. The registration website is at puppyupwalk.org/Woodrock. For more information, contact Fran at puppyup.org or call 501-690-1903. That's 501-690-1903.
Take your yard up to the next level with the Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Josh Dickinson is a former PGA Tour caddy, and his landscape designs are inspired by some of the most beautiful golf courses around the world. Call Josh at 501-794-2770 for all of your landscaping needs. Flower beds a mess? Josh's crew can give your home the curb appeal you've always wanted. The Caddy's Touch Landscaping also installs French drains, retaining walls, and they'll even take care of your irrigation maintenance needs. The Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Call today, 501-794-2770.
We're talking Bear football tonight on the Nathan Brown Show, presented by Walk-Ons Sports Bistreaux in Conway and broadcasting live from their location at 955 South Amity Road.
Single receivers left and right. McElvain in the pistol. Motions. Butler gets it. Play action. Out to Butler. Caught at the 5. Fighting through a tackle. Is he into the end zone? Yeah! Touchdown, Miles Butler! He did it again for the Bears! He did it last week, and he did it again! Oh, my goodness, he fought through the initial tackle, and into the end zone he goes! What a gutsy call by the Bears! And they take the lead!
All right, welcome back. And it was a gutsy call, and it worked out beautifully. Great job by Butler, and as you mentioned, Coach, underrated probably is the McElvain throw there. I mean, it's kind of it's a flat route. It's not an easy throw with a whole bunch of stuff happening in between. I mean, that's an underrated play, I think, probably by Will.
Yeah, especially when you're not 6'4". You know, Will's got to find throwing lanes, and that's that's what made it even more impressive. I mean, that was a well executed play in a tight moment.
Let's talk about off week. Obviously, rest and rehab, that kind of thing. And I saw a big smile come across Logan's face when I asked him how the week went. And I know these guys, after a 7-week in a row grind, it's good to have a little bit of downtime. But what'd you guys execute? What'd you work on?
Well, I mean, really, you know, bye week can be used. It's really based on I've done it different ways based on the year and based on how it's going. This past week, I felt like our older guys needed a little bit of a mental break, a little bit of an emotional break. Obviously, the physical side's taking its toll on our team. So the first couple of days of last week, we didn't do anything with our older guys. They were at practice, but it was really young development emphasized. We spent a lot of time with team reps, individual reps with our young players. Just developing the program. We got a couple of extra days in the weight room with some of our older guys. And then once the week went on, we integrated our older guys back in. We kind of introduced Tarleton. We got a Sunday evening practice, which you don't do a lot this time of year for us. So it was good. It was well worth it. And it actually paralleled with fall break at UCA. So our players had off from school Thursday and Friday last week. So they got a little time to, whether it was, jet home for a couple of days or just hang out in Conway and just relax. So definitely good. But again, that could be a double-edged sword. We got to get back in a routine. We got to get our momentum back. Hopefully we didn't lose that. So it's going to take a very intentional week of practice and get out there and sweat a little bit and grind it out to get our juices flowing and getting ready for the weekend.
I want you to know that I dig and I find good numbers that are positive, but I have to say that, we've talked about penalties a little bit this year, and I don't remember it being as significant an issue last week. I'd have to go back and dig in.
I think we had 5 last week.
Okay, well, that's certainly improved. But you guys are one of the most penalized teams in America, 121 out of 122 with 577 penalty yards and 117th out of 122 with 61 penalties. I'm not sure all those are deserved, but I just think about how much easier life would be if some of those had not come in this season.
We might not have to have these fourth quarter comebacks.
Yeah, you might be 6-1 also at least. You know,
and that's something we've emphasized. I think some of it is just guys playing hard, playing on the edge, doing a lot of those things. I know the 2017 team when we were so good, I think ranked 3rd in the country. We were the heaviest penalized team in the Southland Conference that year. So it doesn't always coincide with wins and losses, but it does have to. You can't tolerate the undisciplined penalties. What you can tolerate is the effort penalties, things that you can adjust and get better at, all those things. So we'll continue to improve on that. Last week was probably our best week since I think week 2 as far as the penalties go. So hopefully that's training us in the right direction.
I don't want to tempt fate, but I mean there's got to be some kind of analytics on if you play aggressively,
it's gonna you're right
on the corners. I mean,
it's just
they're not going to call everything that happens. There's contact on every play.
Well,
so,
and if you think about the SEMO game a couple weeks ago, I mean, like the first half we were playing aggressive, and there was more flags on the field than probably we wanted. They let us play aggressive. We didn't change the way we played. We didn't change our techniques. We kept playing the way we play. And they let us play in the second half, and the result was in the Bears' favor. So, you're right. I mean, we play an aggressive, attacking style defense and play a lot of man coverage. And so with that comes some opportunities maybe to get some flags. And so obviously we're coaching that, and we're improving on that every single day as far as our technique and our individual time. And that's definitely something that we're going to continue to emphasize.
All right, let's go 2-minute drill here, Coach. I like to talk food. I'm telling you, this blackened chicken sandwich, I think I'm in love. I got to be honest. I mean, I've eaten everything on the menu, I thought, but I really was sold on that bad boy today. For use, I don't know, maybe I can't remember if I asked you this last week or not, but steak and eggs or chicken and waffles?
Steak and eggs.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You didn't ask me that.
I did not ask you.
That's a good
okay,
one.
well, we got both of these on the menu here. Bread pudding or cheesecake for you?
Bread pudding.
Okay, I like that answer.
Yeah, bread pudding.
Let's go. Okay, you had a great situation today. You handled the room beautifully per usual at the Touchdown Club. Do you have a go-to joke you like to use?
No, I'm not I don't have jokes. Like, I have stories.
Yeah.
I don't have jokes. Like, I'm not like I envy people. I love speakers that do have jokes.
Yeah.
And it keeps you engaged and all that. But I just go with stories.
You want one?
Sure. Give me one.
Where do space cows live?
Space cows?
Yeah. In the Milky Way.
Oh,
yeah, that's good.
I like
but if people guess that, then you can say in the moon. Yeah, see, either way.
I like a Milky Way candy bar.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, I asked you this earlier. I gave you a heads up on this. What do you consider your greatest strength as a coach?
My love for the players. I think just I'm a coach's player. I think they know that I genuinely care about them.
Yeah.
I mean, it has nothing to do with X's and O's. I think it's about relationships.
Austin's either having a good conversation or he's agreeing with you, so I can't decide. But I think he's agreeing with you.
I think he's nodding at that food.
He's trying to keep the wing sauce out of his beard, I think is what he's doing. What about your weakness? What do you feel like is the thing you've had to work on the most to get better at?
Probably being a hard disciplinarian. I give grace. I love my players hard. But as I've grown, I've gotten better with that, but just being hard, as far as being a disciplinarian.
Have you had a bad cop on staff most of the time?
Oh yeah, I've got it.
Who's your bad cop now?
You have to have good cops, bad cops. I would probably say Coach Nelson is probably one of the cops that probably gets the most. He's kind of the hammer of the group.
Okay,
Nelson Gunnell. That's probably a good one.
I like it.
Coach Collins can be a hard cop too. He's pretty good.
Oh, really? Okay, I like that. All right, we're about out of time here. Real quick, homecoming. Anything for you guys? Any responsibilities this week?
Well, there's a lot going on campus. Very lively week, obviously with fraternities and clubs and all those things, sororities. I mean, it's a week for the university to whether that's alumni, current students, former student athletes. There's pep rally tonight. I know there's a couple things going on tomorrow during the week. There's a step show later in the week. A lot of things are entailed in homecoming, especially at the Division I level. But our job's on Saturday at 4:00, and that's what we're looking forward to.
Well, lots of luck this week, and continued success, Coach. Obviously, want to have a huge crowd on hand with homecoming. 4:00 kick on the Stripes again, and we'll begin our broadcast at 3 with setting the stage for Tarleton and Central Arkansas, Texans and Bears.
Big week.
I love it.
Battle of the purple teams again.
That's it. Well, and trying to get the first one ever against that program as well. So I have a very funny feeling that you get a little bit more efficient quarterback play this week. And, again, you're right. You guys are in a tough spot. And, this just in. It's really windy in West Texas. A little better here in Conway.
No doubt.
Good luck this week.
Thanks.
All right, thanks for tuning in. Oh, we forgot to mention Riley. Happy birthday to Riley. We're going to sing her here in a second. But
Riley's birthday.
Riley Brown, 11 today.
11 years old.
How about it? So happy birthday to Riley. We'll join you next week. A recap, hopefully another victory for the Bears on the Nathan Brown Show. Good night, everybody.